our journey begins with a terrain more vast and mysterious than any mountain range or ocean on Earth, the landscape of our own mind. Though we often speak of the mind as a singular entity, many thinkers, most prominently Carl Jung, have emphasized that it encompasses a tapestry of interconnected realms. There is the part of our awareness we readily see and use each day, which we might call the surface mind. Then, concealed beneath, lies the deep mind, filled with hidden treasures and uncharted territories that shape us in ways we're only beginning to understand. In this chapter, we'll explore these twin aspects of consciousness, drawing on both ancient wisdom and modern psychology. Along the way, you'll find metaphorical vignettes and reflective prompts to help you map out the terrain of your own inner world. Imagine standing at the edge of a pristine lake just before sunrise. The water's surface is so still it mirrors the trees, the sky, and your own reflection with a breathtaking clarity. Yet beneath that glassy surface, entire ecosystems exist. Fish dart among the reeds, underwater currents swirl, and the sediment of centuries settles on the lakebed. You see only the reflection at first glance, but countless mysteries churn below. Our mind works much the same way. On the surface, we experience thoughts, emotions, and actions in our daily life. Conversations, errands, worries, fleeting moments of inspiration. Below that surface, however, lie deeper motivations, buried memories, primal longings, and the vast realm of creativity. Jung compared this subterranean region to an ocean, an apt image for how large and unexplored it can feel. When we fail to acknowledge the deep mind, we limit ourselves to the day-to-day swirl of passing impressions. We might notice ripples on the surface, a flash of jealousy, a sudden sadness, but never investigate their source. Yet, it is in the depths where we often find the roots of our feelings, the wellspring of our creativity, and the hidden keys to our own personal transformation. The surface mind is that familiar, everyday awareness that governs our immediate experiences. When you decide which outfit to wear, draft an email, or hold a conversation, your surface mind is in control. It's the part of you that says, "Don't forget to pay the bills," or "I feel hungry," or "Let's watch a movie tonight." Because the surface mind is so preoccupied with immediate tasks, it can easily become overstimulated. Modern life bombards us with notifications, schedules, and an avalanche of information. As a result, we spend much of our time reacting rather than reflecting, skimming the surface out of necessity. In doing so, we might lose sight of deeper values or yearnings. We may even feel a vague sense of emptiness, wondering if there is something more substantial beneath the surface demands. Yet the surface mind is far from trivial. It serves an essential function. It helps you navigate day-to-day realities, forming the bridge between your inner world and the practical demands of life. Problems arise only when we allow the surface mind to become our entire reality, neglecting the deeper undercurrents of our psyche. Below that busy surface lies the deep mind, a reservoir of possibilities, emotions, and archetypal images, echoes of collective human experience. Think of it as a subterranean cave system filled with sparkling stalactites and hidden chambers. Each cavern harbors memories, desires, and instincts we have yet to fully explore. Here dwell the dream images that visit you at night, the unspoken beliefs that color your self-image, and the gut feelings that nudge you toward or away from certain paths. In Jung's view, the deep mind, or unconscious, harbors archetypes, universal psychological patterns such as the hero, the mentor, and the shadow. These archetypes form the backbone of myths and legends across cultures. Whether we realize it or not, they also shape our personal stories. Example: a man repeatedly dreams of a wolf prowling along the edge of a forest. The wolf might represent untamed energy, or a part of him that he's relegated to the shadows. When he begins to explore the dream, he discovers it corresponds to feelings of restlessness and a desire to break free from routine. By recognizing the wolf as a symbol of his own instinctual nature, he grows bolder in expressing himself, both creatively and personally. Such insights can be profound, almost as if a secret door opens, allowing us to see a once hidden dimension of ourselves. However, they rarely come about through casual inspection. They require a willingness to look inward, to engage with dreams, impulses, and even childhood memories we might have long forgotten.
If you are unconscious about certain things that ought to be conscious, then you are dissociated. And then you are a man whose left hand never knows what the right is doing and counteracts or interferes with the right hand. Now such a man is hampered all over the place. Yeah.
One of the primary goals of self-discovery is learning to integrate the surface mind and the deep mind. When these two parts of our consciousness work in harmony, we experience a sense of wholeness. Our daily tasks reflect our deeper values, and our intuition informs our logical decisions. But integration is no small feat. The demands of everyday life often overshadow the subtler signals of the deep mind. Conversely, it's easy to drift too far inward, losing touch with reality. The key lies in cultivating practices that allow us to navigate both realms with fluidity and awareness. Think about the last time you got upset or anxious. Was it a minor inconvenience, like losing your keys or receiving a snarky comment from someone? Often, the intensity of our reaction points to a deeper, unaddressed fear or self-doubt beneath the surface. Recall a childhood dream or aspiration you once held dear. Is there a seed of that dream still living in your deep mind? If so, how might it enrich your present life if you let it surface? Bridging the divide means inviting your deeper insights into your everyday activities. For instance, a morning meditation session or an evening journaling practice can help reveal hidden emotions, which you then address in your practical decisions. Jung believed that aspects of the deep mind extend beyond personal experience to what he called the collective unconscious, a repository of shared human patterns, archetypes that influence our behavior and imagination across cultures and time. When you find yourself moved by a hero's sacrifice in a movie, or when you sense a primal fear stirring as you listen to a distant howl in the night, you tap into these universal currents. Why does this matter for personal growth? Recognizing that we share a psychological heritage helps us see that we're never truly alone in our struggles. Our fears, yearnings, and triumphs echo the age-old human journey to understand ourselves and our place in the world. By embracing these universal motifs, we can tap into reservoirs of courage, resilience, and creativity. Find a quiet spot, close your eyes, and picture a serene lake at dawn. Observe the sky's reflection on the water. This represents your surface mind, daily thoughts and perceptions. Then, Imagine submerging yourself gently, feeling the cool water envelop you. Notice fish, plant life, or the texture of sand at the bottom. Here is your deep mind, mysterious, alive, and abundant with hidden truths. If you encounter a symbol or image, linger with it. Ask it, what do you represent? Trust whatever comes to mind, even if it feels symbolic or strange. Divide a page into 2 columns. Surface mind on the left, deep mind on the right. Under surface mind, list the day-to-day tasks, worries, and immediate goals occupying your attention. Under deep mind, note recurring dreams, nagging fears, intuitive insights, or creative ideas you haven't yet pursued. Spend a moment reflecting on how these 2 lists might intersect. Are there fears on the right that intensify tasks on the left? Could a creative spark on the right help infuse your daily routine with meaning? Throughout your day, watch for moments when a deep insight bubbles to the surface. A sudden realization, a strong emotional response, or a gut feeling about a decision. Pause when you sense this. Jot down a brief note in your phone or a small notebook. What triggered the feeling? How does it relate to your deeper desires or concerns? By identifying these bridge moments, you begin to notice how often the deep mind attempts to communicate. By the end of this chapter, you may start to sense that the mind's vast, often hidden terrain is not something to be feared but an integral part of who you are. Just as a lake is enriched by the interplay between surface ripples and hidden currents, your own consciousness gains depth and nuance when both layers collaborate. When the surface mind and the deep mind learn to dance together, life feels more vibrant. Decisions come from a place of alignment, creative breakthroughs happen more frequently, and even obstacles take on new meaning. You might realize that a recurring fear is actually a call to look deeper, or that your underutilized talents are waiting to be expressed in everyday life. Remember, the surface mind keeps you anchored in practical reality, ensuring you meet responsibilities and navigate social contexts. The deep mind enriches your experience with hidden strength, creativity, and insight. It stores the symbols and stories that shape your personal mythology. Blending these 2 realms is at the heart of self-integration. It paves the way for the chapters to come, where we'll meet the shadow, the embodiment of parts of ourselves we'd rather ignore or deny. We'll explore how fears and insecurities can become the very catalysts for profound growth. But first, embrace this initial understanding that you are a lake shimmering on the surface while harboring treasures in your depths. By inviting yourself to see and cherish both, you take the first step into a richer, more unified self.